TorgyTalk. 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 This episode of TorgyTalk is brought to you by Fat Candle Company. Yeah, that's right. You hear me talk about it every week. I burn a fat candle every single episode. It's a great product. They're candles inspired by men's cologne. So if you like men's cologne, you're going to love these candles. I love these candles. My wife loves these candles. You guys got to go check them out. www.fatcandlecompany.com. And if you stay tuned towards the end of the episode, I'm going to give you a special discount code that's going to save you 10% on your order. So yeah, like I said, go online, www.fatcandlecompany.com. Go check them out. All right, everybody, welcome back to TorgyTalk. I'm your host, John Torgerson, along with the producer, Jackman Johnson over there.
Yo, what's up?
And we got our very special guest, Stephanie Robertson. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's been a few episodes. It's been, what was it? I think it was episode like 61 or 60, I think was the last one.
What are you on now?
77?
I was going to say 79,
look at you.
but yeah.
77, something like that, but also not including the sports episodes I've been doing, plus Torgy Thoughts now.
Oh my God, you're a busy boy.
Yeah, I've been doing, for the past 3 weeks now, it's been 3 episodes a week. It's been kind of brutal.
Yeah, well, good for you. That's consistency. So
Yeah. I mean, I've been sick of not seeing what I want to see out of it, and that's just because I wasn't posting on social media every single day. Now that I'm doing that, I'm seeing a little bit more traction.
I've actually noticed. I've been looking at your posts and I go, he's learned. You know how to tag, you know how to collab.
I know how to collaborate. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, that was after that episode that I learned how to do that. You're like, dude, you got to fucking collab. That's how you get more views. I'm like, no shit. All right, cool.
Yep. So you're doing it. You're improving. That's what counts. You know? Especially at this part. I mean, you're still pre 100 episodes technically.
Yeah, this is still pretty fucking brand new.
It's a baby.
Yeah, and it's like I started literally just hit 2 years. Like I started it 2 years ago, and it was like. Started off maybe an episode a week, and then it kind of like dove, like, I don't know, we'd miss an episode here or miss an episode there, and then like I'd post once a week on Instagram and shit, and like then I didn't really like after my work accident, and I started like going down to the city for mics more. I started talking about it more, and then like started asking people to come up, and people actually came up. I was like, no shit.
Well, that was the thing too. It's like you didn't know enough people to have guests on, and now you do because you've been going out and getting into the city and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we're booked all the way through fucking June.
That's
literally,
beautiful.
I have 18 guests booked all the way through June. Some big ones, some
just friends.
Friends, some returning guests. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I've met a lot of really cool people, and then now I got Jack doing this, so it like brings the whole. I mean, we got the whole setup. You know, we got.
I get to hide my ugly face till we redo the whole studio.
Yeah, I'm building out a studio in the basement here over the summer. Once I go back to work and I can afford it.
Yeah.
So we'll have a big 4-person table, Joe Rogan style.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we're going to have a fucking big TV on the wall so everybody can just look up like that.
And then we'll have a producer cam. I'll have a little sign.
Yeah, it's going to be legit.
Yeah, you're going to start your own little studio of I'm going to start a podcast here.
Yeah, that honestly,
rent it out, make money there.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
that has been my goal since I figured that out recently within the last 6 months, honestly, was like your mom's house. That would be the ideal goal, to have multiple podcasts presented by TorgyTalk Studios. You'll get paid once we start making money, motherfucker. I told you that. You know that.
You're getting paid. Yeah. Once your face is on camera, then you'll get paid.
Yeah. No, he's going to get paid in, I told him I'm gonna buy him I'm making him a steak dinner here pretty soon.
There you go.
Yeah, gotta keep him happy.
One Wagyu.
Yeah, toss
maybe
toss
not the
him
Wagyu.
a bone.
That's a little much.
You're like, please, I'm trying to save up for a podcast.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a sweet setup down there, and But so how's the Vixen show going?
It's going. It's good. I was away for pretty much all of January because I went down to Austin, and then because of that, I was like, well, I'll just give it away for the whole month, and I gave it to Mike Fountain, who people were like, oh, he's
a loved person.
He's what?
He's loved by most.
You think so?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I love him to death because he was technically at the Vixen before even I was.
Okay.
I originally had seen him at my buddies do a headlining set, when COVID was still a thing, and we were all there was hardly any shows. I saw him at my buddy's and I was like, oh, cool. Okay. He's headlining things and I don't know who the fuck he is. But then I saw him again when I started working for doing like taking tickets and seating people when it was the indoor theater.
Right.
And I went up to him and I was like, hey, like, you don't know me, but I've seen you recently. And so then we just started talking and then he became like my mentor and he started like kind of helping me get the Vixen off the ground. Even when we were just in the bar show, he was like giving me pointers. He's introduced me to some of our like most common headliners there now. So I was like, well, yeah, of course. Like I'm going to have him run it when I'm not there. Yeah. And so he might be taking over some other hosting months too for me. Like I was just talking to Jack about how I'm going to have to go back to Austin in March. So he'll probably do that again.
Oh, you have to go there?
I have to go there because I'm roasting at the mothership.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's so cool. That's
hope
awesome,
so.
man. That's cool as shit.
Last time I was at the mothership, it didn't go very well for me. So, but I'm definitely going to prepare. I mean, it is something you have to actually prepare. I mean, so is Kill Tony, but you have to prepare for a roast, you know? So,
yep. I learned that. I prepared, but not nearly hard enough.
It's so everything changes when you're on stage too. You really have to just trust your instincts. And
I'll tell you what, the entire time I was on that fucking stage, my stomach was out of my ass.
Buddy boy, I know. Trust me.
And then what got me was like, everybody knows I talk about how much on this podcast, how much I love Shane Gillis. Like he's like my number one fucking comedian. And like right before you walk into the kitchen, his fucking picture's right there on the wall. And that's the last thing I saw before I walked into the kitchen to go into the green room. I'm like, sick.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry.
I'm like, sweet.
Sorry, Father Gillis.
Exactly. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, cool. That's the last. Okay, I got to live up to that.
Right. And, I know. It's so intimidating. All the pictures on the wall. You're like, oh my God, these legends have been on the stage before me, and now I'm doing this on it. Like, good God, like, what has this turned into?
I will take pride in the fact that one judge that was the roast battle Denver champ that he was.
Joe,
he's like, John, I liked your jokes. I think they were more creative than Blake's, and they were. I think if you just said them a little bit more confidently, you would have had a better chance. But I'm picking you. I'm like, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I got one.
You're like, thank God, at least it wasn't a complete
sweep. Yeah.
No, don't even think about that roast battle, because it's whatever. It's just so whatever.
It was. I mean, honestly, I wasn't ready for it. I don't think Blake was ready for it. I mean, Blake.
You guys were still super new too.
Blake was fucking 6-8 months in. I was a year and a half in.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm a little bit more ready for it, especially like, because since we were talking about me and Addison potentially doing it.
Right.
And he's like, hey, you're not going to get all upset with me, are you? I'm like, no, dude, just don't talk about my kids. That's all I ask is that's it. Like you can talk about anything else.
Yeah.
And I mean, I plan on having fun with it. I plan on, just not caring as much.
Yes, that is the key, unfortunately, because I've been called out in the comment section recently. People really hated my fucking guts in the last roast battle. They said I was like, they said I was everything that I wasn't in that. And of course, being a woman online is already, you're asking for it.
Right.
So, but also like things read differently online too than they do in the room. And I don't feel like anyone in the room thought I was being like a bitch or like cold or like not cool with what she was saying. Cause I was like, first of all, I invited her to do this roast because I knew we would get views. This is, Layla Ingalls.
Yeah, no, I watched. Yeah, it was great.
She has a bunch of,
you got comments on that?
Oh my God.
I thought it was fine. I thought you guys went back and forth. I didn't even read the comments. I always read comments.
God, they hate my fucking guts.
Why? You guys were great back and forth.
They thought I really hated her, and they thought I was really like out for her blood, and that I was jealous of her, and like all the like. And I just go, no, like that was like a completely like produced roast battle. Like I asked her because she has viewers. She has a shit ton of viewers. And I knew our roast battle would get a lot of views on YouTube and on Instagram. Right. And so we both agreed that it's a smart thing to do. And everyone else seems to disagree in the comments. So
I usually go into the comments and I dive deep into comments on everything. Yep. And I did not go into that one. I should have apparently because
it's entertaining. That's for sure.
Did anybody bring up Kill Tony?
Oh yeah, because they go. She looks like a girl who would bomb on Kill Tony, or like she has the energy of someone who's bombed on Kill Tony. Like they really did not like my energy during the battle because I think Layla looks so much like kind of younger and more innocent than I do. Yeah. So I just, in contrast, it's so stark. Like, so I look like a bitch, and I look like I'm not fun,
because she looks.
And she's colorful. She's dressed colorfully. Yeah. I'm in all black. Like it was just, it was a recipe.
Smile pasted on her face. Yeah, she looks like she just already won the crowd over with just being
Well, and
cute and innocent.
100%. And that's why her jokes really hit too, is because she says them so cute and innocently. And I'm just saying them like a cunt, I guess. So whatever.
I when you came to Lucky Bernie's and tested those out, those were hilarious. I laughed. And they worked. I thought they worked pretty well.
That's the thing. I'm like, I just want it to be a good battle. Couldn't care less about winning. It truly is not that. For me, especially with this battle, it was let's have a good one and let's get some views on it, because that's we're trying to push our views so we sell more tickets so more people see us. Right. Otherwise, I love Layla. She's great. She's talented. She's killing it. She's like has a show every night and she's all around. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if anything, I don't care about her. Like, I'm not. There's no
reason for you to be a bitch to her.
Yeah, I'm like,
you're not gaining anything from it. If anything, you'd be losing from it.
Yeah, and also I won the roast battle. Not that it even matters a little bit, but like whatever. People were arguing that in the comments too. It's so funny. Online is just it's a war zone out there.
I'm so glad mine was so bad that it didn't get posted. Honestly, dude, I was like,
honestly,
everybody's like, oh, I want to see it. I want to see it.
I would have talked shit. I would have made an anonymous YouTube account.
You'd be like, these two suck. They should quit. No, honestly, yes, you are lucky, because there are some people who don't do well either, but we still post it. And then
that was the biggest thing. I was like, I think I walked up to you right after that thing. I was like, please tell me that's not going on the internet.
Yeah,
you're like, it might be so bad that they're not going to post it. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, no.
Guys, that's why you never saw it. It doesn't exist because it never fucking happened.
It should be a blooper reel though.
Right. I know. It should go on the Patreon.
If TorgyTalk ever makes it big, then you can go ahead and show that roast battle for sure. We'll go back into the archives of Roast Battle Chicago. We'll find it and post it.
Yeah, guys. See, men aren't funny either. Yeah. They just don't get their shit posted when they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah, at least when women bomb, it's still entertaining for everybody, and people want to see it. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we're still, some part of us is entertaining to the masses.
So you're going back to Austin.
Yeah.
You planning on signing back up for Kill Tony again?
I think so. I think in March I will.
Honestly, dude, you have to. I mean, honestly, I feel like the gods of comedy are going to give you probably the best set ever, hopefully.
God, I hope so.
Hopefully, because they say it. A lot of people on the internet, some people say that it was the worst set on Kill Tony. I don't believe that. I've seen way worse than that.
Yeah,
I've seen way worse than that.
Yes.
That was brutal as fuck for them to say that. I don't believe that.
You were just memorable because they gave you 2 tries.
I know.
Yeah. I don't understand why that was so. Try. I don't like. The crowd reaction was just way more brutal than when somebody was like. I've seen like the guy that the dude that had the massive Adam's apple that already talked to, I don't know. This is fucking kind of a deep dive.
You mean the dude or the girl?
No, this dude, he looks like a serial killer. And the dude, they were deliberately ripping on the guy. Like he'd been doing comedy for 6 years. And Tony's like, what do you do for fun besides keep frozen body parts in your fridge or in your freezer? And like, he literally like, that was the worst set I've ever fucking seen. Really? And the guy like literally just like, they ripped him apart and he like didn't know they were ripping him apart. Well, so like, I don't know how they can say that yours was a crafted joke. His stuff was. Well,
that's the thing too. It's like mine was just a mess. Mine was just a hot mess, a hot meltdown mess. But it like really didn't reflect my stand-up, I feel like, because I stopped halfway through the joke, and then by the time they wanted me to do the second joke, they were already making fun of me.
Yeah, they were already against you.
The audience was like already following Tony's lead at that point. So I was at a loss where it's like there are some comics like 10 years in still unable to form a fully formed joke, but their joke is just so lame or it falls so flat, and that's the end of it. It's not like they're having like a crazy meltdown or they get it like a second time to do a joke. Mine was just an entertaining hot mess, and there are others that are just like, damn, like 10 years in and 6 years in,
say
and
their
7
names.
years. I don't remember them, but it's like, yeah, I definitely don't feel like I had the most chaotic set, I believe, or one of the most chaotic sets and like moments on that show. But I don't think like comparatively to other people's attempted jokes,
No,
I didn't even tell a full joke. I literally didn't even tell a full joke.
But still, even though not even getting to finish the joke though, like you still, I've seen people go up there that have never done comedy, and they don't even like, they go up there and just like say what they saw on the news today. And it was just like, That's not even like sometimes Tony's just like, all right, get the fuck off my stage. He doesn't even like acknowledge that they were on the stage.
Oh, I
like,
love that moment. Yeah.
Those are the worst fucking performances. You know what I mean? Like at least you're a comedian.
Cuts them off short. Like this interview's going nowhere. Bye.
Right. Yeah. And then he's just like, okay, we're done here. Don't waste my time. Whereas I got stuck on stage
for like what 15 minutes.
For 15, 20 minutes. And I even told him, I was like, you could have kicked me off any point now. And he's like, I'm not going to. And I'm like, okay. So yeah.
But I think that was where that's a fun moment.
For viewers, it was, for sure. But no, I mean, it definitely took a whole year for me to like shake that off because
I don't doubt it. I mean, that has to be, but also it's like kind of a cool thing to like you were, regardless of how bad or good it may have been, you were seen by millions of fucking people.
Well, that redemption video is gonna make fucking waves.
You said you got a lot of followers from it too, didn't you?
A lot of followers. I think, I initially gained a lot of followers. I think a lot of them have unfollowed me since because I haven't been back, which is fair. I didn't do what they followed me for. But I'm still getting DMs like to this day. Oh yeah. I literally got a DM from a girl this time. Well, at least I think she's a real girl. You never know over the internet, but she straight up said, "Girl, you haven't been on Kill Tony since your episode a year ago." And I'm like, "Girl, who are you?" I'm like, "You don't even fucking follow me, bitch. I don't, who the fuck are you?" She's from NYC, Emily Harrington. Don't know who the fuck you are. She's 1,000 followers. I'm literally
follow her and then message her, motherfucker.
Yeah, for real. Follow me, bitch. You're not getting a text back if you don't follow me. And then one guy on Friday said, "Saw you on Kill Tony and I fell in love. Are you following me? You better be." Yeah, good. He's following me. Still not getting a text back though. And then
I hope I get those messages one day.
And then someone,
I saw TorgyTalk. I fucking love you.
Right. And then someone goes,
"You wish."
It's just Jack and his burner account.
He straight up was like, "Weren't you supposed to be on Kill Tony after 6 weeks or months?" Okay, first of all, 6 weeks and 6 months is a difference. Why are you harassing me online if you don't know the right amount? But anyway, after 6 weeks / months of your appearance, why hasn't that happened? It's like, bro, why are you so aggressive?
Seriously,
like,
what
chill
the
out.
fuck?
So
God
people, that's been.
Do they realize that you live in Chicago and it's like you can't just fucking jump on a bus?
Well, and that was another thing. Not that this is the excuse, but this also happened. Literally at the 6-month mark, my car got stolen in Chicago.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Hyundai.
Maybe I don't know.
This will get stolen a lot.
It's Hyundai and Kia. Yep. And so my car got stolen. I texted Yoni, the producer of Kill Tony, and I said, "Hey, I'm just not going to make." One, I wasn't mentally ready. Two, my material wasn't ready. I still wasn't confident. I was still shaking off the bomb. Like an international bomb, you're not just going to get over it in a night. You know what I mean?
I have a hard time getting over an open mic bomb.
Right. You're not going to get over it.
I want to quit comedy sometimes after. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I would have literally contemplated, like, am I ever going to do comedy again?
Well, and I kind of did. I
don't blame you.
I was just lucky to like come back and still have shows that I had to, complete after, I had been booked, a few months in advance. So I'm like, well, and then I took a lot of time off over the summer. I wasn't submitting to shows. I wasn't really trying. I really wasn't trying. I was just shaking off the bomb, and I was still, and it's like a thing. It's like, you're not just bombing in privacy or even on a small level. Like, you were bombing so internationally that I'm still getting DMs. So it's like, obviously it's going to like
a year later too.
A year later, I'm still getting DMs and it's still not like, your bomb still isn't over. Like, people are still experiencing your bomb for the first time, and they're letting you know about it.
So all the keyboard warriors out there that are watching, I know, fucking take it easy.
Y'all need to chill.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
You see what this does? Like it's been a year.
Fucking my shit up.
It's been a year, and she's still. I can't imagine. Like, I literally that would have. That's why I'm still like. I've talked about it with a couple comedian friends, like, hey, making a road trip down there for a week or whatever and doing it. I'm like, dude, I want to make sure that I have something that is fucking perfect. And I want to make sure that if, God forbid, fucking Shane Gillis is on that panel, that I can still do it perfect.
That's what
because that's going to be my thing.
Just
you don't know who you don't know who the guest is until you're there, right?
100%. Yeah, unless you just someone gets off the stage,
right? And then comes back and it's like, oh my God, it's Shane Gillis there or something like that.
But a lot of people don't know. And I was lucky that it was Tim Dillon because I'm not intimidated by Tim Dillon because I had met him previously, and also, but I see guests on it now, and I'm like, I would have literally shit my pants if it was literally anybody but Tim Dillon. Yeah. Like Andrew Dice Clay was up there recently.
Oh, he does the most shit, but he was still very, very nice.
Yeah, I know. There have been some guests there where I'm like, oh fuck, that would have sucked if right. Because Tim Dillon, he's huge, and I respect the fuck out of him, and he wasn't
really nice though.
He was he was so mean, but I've seen him kind of ball bust with my friends already, so I was like, it's whatever, it's really whatever, and Also, he didn't even remember me like after I had met him the first time, or even after the Kill Tony set.
Oh shit.
He didn't remember. He literally
Okay.
He's just
he did the Vixen too.
Well,
and he did the Vixen. I had been in his car. We dropped him off at the airport. Like I had been around him a lot, and he literally posted a picture of a group of me and my friends on his page once our friend Ryan McHenry died. So I'm like, bruh. But also, thank God he did, because he literally, once again, guys, Kill Tony seems like a big deal to comics and especially newer comics, but nobody actually really gives a fuck about it, even the guests. Like Tim Dillon doesn't give a fuck if you bomb or whatever. He literally told Peyton, he was like, it doesn't matter.
You're literally, all it is just sitting on an international open mic. That's all it is.
Literally.
That's all it is. It's just they're sitting in an open mic. And if you just happen to fucking crush the very seldom people that crush at an open mic.
Yeah.
That's one or two people a night, maybe. I mean, unless you get like the random fucking killer that walks in that's just running their shit for the weekend or whatever. But like, I mean, most open mics, you're going to get one or two good sets. Yeah. The rest is just people working their shit out, or it's just garbage.
That's why it is truly a multi-million-dollar idea. Like it really is. It's the smartest concept of the show comedy show you could possibly think of.
Honestly, yeah, that was like, and it started in front of fucking 10 people in the comedy store. Yeah. Like that's just... It's insane, you know. That's why when I see, what Kill Tony was, I mean, obviously he was in fucking LA, like networking with the biggest comedians in the world.
You guys remember who the Iron Patriot was? The Iron Patriot? Well, like early Kill Tony when I was at the comedy store, there was a guard.
I didn't start watching until like 3 years ago.
They had a security guard that literally dressed like Iron Man, Iron Patriot, and I recently started following him because he's been stalking the fuck out of Kill Tony, and I think he might assassinate him later.
Oh Jesus! Yeah. Well, you know what? It could be part of his.
No, don't do that.
He could fake assassinate him for like the script, because it kind of starting to get into like what it seems like almost like, because he's a huge WWE fan. It almost seems like it's kind of getting into like a big scripted type of deal.
Yeah,
well, he wrote for it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like that's what he kind of. I think he's talked about it on podcasts before, where he kind of like he's kind of the villain, whatever. But
yeah, I'm gonna have a WWE SmackDown with him. But yeah, I'm going to the mothership to roast. It should go well. I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna write, and then we'll see.
Hell yeah.
Also, it's funny. I visited Austin 2 weeks ago or whenever it was, earlier January, and the Monday I was there, they weren't even doing a show. They weren't doing Kill Tony. So I go,
was that the one that was
it's
at
my
the
sign.
HEB Center or whatever it was, or
could have been one of the arena shows or out of town shows?
Yeah, I don't know why they weren't doing it. They might have been out of I really don't know why they weren't doing it, because I know they had recorded 2 shows previously the week before. So I go, oh well, they're somewhere else right now. I
didn't realize that they do an early show and then an after show, and it's 2 Kill Tony episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They do 2 shows on Monday sometimes, right? From what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. If they need to like backlog some episodes.
Like if they're gonna, like when Tony did his when he did his stand up tour, they did like fucking 10 episodes before he left for his tour.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Monday I was there, there wasn't a show. So I go, this is a sign that it wasn't my time. So I'll come back and do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So Addison O'Neill and I have been talking. They are actually doing a Kill Tony in Nashville.
Oh.
And it's 8-hour drive compared to, what is it, 18 to Texas?
Something 20.
Like that.
Yeah.
So Addison and I were talking about doing this. It's a Friday and Saturday night. We were talking about getting tickets to go see a show and then signing up both nights. And it's an 8-hour drive. And I looked it up. Literally, it would be $150 a person to stay at a fucking a Hampton Inn or some shit. Like the cheapest.
You add me, it's 100.
The cheapest hotel. Yeah, but like we're trying to get 3 or 4 more people to go.
Yeah.
So we can get a fucking a room with fucking 4 or 5 people, and like, dude, and
split it all.
Even if we can't fucking get on Nashville, they got fucking plenty of mics. Yes. Even if it's a music mic, they got mics. They got open mics. They got fucking hundreds of mics every night of the week.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna try it at least. Why not? Because I'm off work. I don't know when I'm going to ever get the chance to do it again. It's just a matter of saving the money up to go. But the more people, the less money.
Yeah, you should do it. You should absolutely do it.
Yeah, we're going to try to do it. Jack, if you want to go, you're in. Because Addison wants to do it. I think Hector wanted to do it as well. So we get 4 to 5 people.
You ever heard of Skankfest?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking to him earlier.
He just bought tickets to Skankfest.
Fun.
My first year
he's going to try to submit to it, too.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be doing a Kill Tony. I've been doing one every... So, like, that's just another thing. And I was looking to get myself a hotel room, 20-minute walk away. So 5 guests, same.
Well, I could do one or the other, and I'd rather do I don't know, Skankfest probably is way cooler than fucking going to Nashville for Kill Tony.
100%.
Honestly, 100%, 1000%. You can see tits every day.
Yeah, Skankfest has everything. It has the naked roast battle too.
Naked roast battle. Holy shit!
I heard that's a line to get in there, but
God, naked roast battle. I would never want to do that. Why would I don't think I would ever want to do naked roast battle.
I'd do it in a heartbeat. I don't care.
Yeah, dude. Maybe after I lost like 30 more pounds, then I would do it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my wiener. I have a wife, so it's just like the fat part is not what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want people calling me fatter than I already know I am. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, and watch you get paired up with like a hot.
Yeah, just some fucking like Zac Efron-esque fucking guy, just like Jesus Christ, just jawline of a god, and I just got the fucking body line of a fucking.
Best line you can.
I got the body line of the fucking of the Mucinex guy.
If you're bombing, you just gotta say one line. Can I touch it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, nothing.
I was going to ask you about. So obviously, the last time you were on here, Peyton Ruddy was with us. Since then, I've talked about it since, guys. Everybody knows that follows. Peyton is just blowing up right now, man. It is fucking so cool to see. Hell yeah, Shout out to Peyton Ruddy. He's killing it.
He is killing
on the mothership. What, a couple times a week?
Yeah, he was getting up a couple times a week before he was officially hired as a door guy, and now he's. Who
was in that fucking post that he? I think it's his profile picture now. The red and blue one. Who was
James McMahon?
Who was
like all the big dogs. Like Hinchcliffe was on it. I'm pretty sure Rogan was in it.
James McMahon
was in it. And then a few more door guys and whatever.
Yeah,
special guests.
So Joe Rogan, Tony, fucking what's his face? Who's this guy? Fucking
Kurt Metzger?
No. Tim
It's Kurt Metzger, but let me see again.
It's not Kurt Metzger, Jesus Christ. Okay. I know who the fuck he is. I know who he is. They probably tagged him. Duncan Trussell, I'm an idiot. They tagged him. I could just click the tag. James McCann.
Yeah.
Kurt Metzger.
He was in there. So yeah, okay.
Kim Cogden. Yeah, I don't know that guy. I don't know that one. I don't know her. And then Peyton Ruddy. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, guys. Peyton Ruddy's been on my podcast, and he's at the mothership a couple times a week, and he's a door guy now. He's a door guy now. That's fucking sweet.
Moving on up. Big baby's moving on up in the world.
He is. We saw, Luis and I went and saw him headline Zanies. That was a fucking...
you guys were there.
Yeah, everybody. That looked like the fucking coolest show to be a part of. You guys looked like you had a blast.
Yeah, they're all my besties, those guys.
That was great. Everybody did awesome. Brando Harris, I like him. I've seen him host at Zanies a couple times. He's very funny.
Yeah, he's super... Zanies loves Brando. Zanies loves DJ. And then
I can relate to him because he has jokes about his kid and stuff.
That's right.
So that's how. Yeah, no. He's funny.
They're all great. They're all Peyton's friends. It was Peyton and friends, and Peyton picked at least his friends that were in town, because I know he would have picked a few other people too if they weren't out of state. But yeah, it was the best show, and I loved it.
It was fun. It was worth the money. I had a blast.
I know. Thank you for supporting.
Of course. Yeah.
That was awesome that you were there, and it was so fun. I love bringing up my buddies.
It's sold out almost, right? Pretty much.
It was sold out.
It was packed all the way. It was a good fucking show, man. That was cool. I really liked. One thing I was going to say to you about Roast Battle too, since Chris Grieco was on the show, I never got the chance to really talk to him. I watch all the Roast Battle clips now. Yeah. And he's fucking, I've creeped on his page a couple times. He's very funny too. That's one person I didn't get to talk to.
Yeah. He's dope. He's like, I don't know. Matthew Mitchell and Peyton want me to move to Texas, and I go, yeah, only if Chris Grieco comes. Yeah, I love Chris Grieco. He's my guy. He really is. Like I'm the co-producer, with him and Max Sorage. But I love Grieco. Grieco's like everything. He's the man. He's the reason why Roast Battle Chicago exists and is as successful as it is.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. I always see fucking big name comedians coming through every time to be on the panel. It's
weird.
Sweet.
He's also like my best friend, but he's also like my boss. So like he'll literally text me and I'll be like, yes, sir, on it right away. And but we work really well together, and we were friends first, so it just works. It works really well. Yeah, he's great. He's really funny. It's funny too because like. We'll be hosting Roast Battle because we have to do stand up top, but that is never shown online. And thank God, because like Chris Grieco gets so frustrated because he's been hosting it so much and having to do like a stand up set before each show so often that he's so over it now. And so now we switch off, and it's a good time. It's like I feel like we both help each other out a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Do you guys have any aspirations to move down to Texas?
No, he's not going to.
No.
If anything, he would go east. He'd go to New York.
That would be my conflict if I ever had like the option to move somewhere. It would either be it's either New York or Texas. I mean,
New York's way too expensive.
It would be that would be the only thing that would push me towards Texas. But it would be honestly, it'd be like fucking 60-40 New York, just because of the history, the mecca of comedy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That is
it's the real deal.
That is like I think that's bigger than LA. I would think
it is.
Well, LA literally just burned down. So
every place is bigger than LA.
You're welcome.
Texas is like its own little bubble. It's its own little like pretty much like Rogan sphere, and which is cool and it's great and it's a success.
I just heard 6th Street is just disgusting.
It's nasty.
It's just like.
It's
you got like if you go down.
Is it worse than like this under the subway in Chicago?
It's more active. Yeah,
it's just like
it's like Wrigleyville. Have you been to Wrigleyville?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Southern.
Under the tracks.
It's like Texas. Yeah. I mean, there's homeless. There's handful of homeless people on every corner. There's a handful of drunk college students on every corner.
That's my issue right there.
Oh my god, they're truly worse. They're obnoxious. They're all over the fucking place. Yeah. They're throwing whatever. So 6th Street is disgusting and it's a fucking mess.
That's the only thing that would push me away
Austin's
from it.
not
it's
Texas.
just like, I'm not saying New York is clean by any means, but it's not like, I don't know what outside of the Comedy Cellar looks like, but I doubt it's fucking homeless people shitting in bags.
Also, New York is more spread out. New York has neighborhoods of comedy and Texas has Austin's 6th Street strip. And then the rest are all kind of scattered I don't know. I don't love Texas. I don't,
And I can't even imagine the fucking heat in the summer. It's got to be just so brutal. Like I'm already bad. If I were to move anywhere, honestly, if I could move anywhere, if comedy wasn't involved, it would be Florida. Just because I love humidity.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. I was stationed there for 3 years.
Oh wow.
So I love the humidity.
Yeah.
Even though I sweat like a motherfucker, I just can't stand being cold.
I
ask myself every winter, why the fuck do I live here? And then it's like, oh yeah, I have family and like kids, and then I have like those kids have my parents who are grandparents now, and they're like, they were gonna move, and then they're like, no, we can't move because we have grandkids now. I'm like, well, then I can't move. What the fuck?
Right, true. You go, how about we all just go to Florida?
That's what I think.
Your son seems like the type would bring an alligator home.
Probably, dude. My kid is the fucking funniest kid in the world. I swear to God, man. This kid, I have jokes about him all the fucking time, but he's just the cutest fucking kid in the world.
How old is he?
He's 3.5.
Yeah.
He'll turn 4 in September, and he's almost fully potty trained, but like he knows that if he poops, he gets a toy. Like if he goes poop in the toilet, I'll take him to the because he goes pee 20 times a day on the toilet because I'll give him a little piece of candy, or I'll give him I'll give him a fruit snack, whatever, if he goes pee. And I told him if he goes poop, I'll take him to the store and buy him a toy, or we'll go to the bowling alley.
Oh, fun.
So right now that's what he's working on, and he's killing it. But it's so funny. He'll go in there, sit down, and be like, dude, if you go to the bathroom, we'll go to the store, or we'll go to the bowling alley. So he'll go in there, sit down, 2 minutes later, Dada, I went poop. I'm like, no, you didn't, dude. Come on.
He's just he's just figured out the system.
Yeah. He figures out like, oh, if I go little driblets of pee in this toilet, I'm gonna get candy from it.
Yeah. That's like when a dog like lifts its leg but no pee comes out.
Yep.
After Well, he's learning and he's figuring it out. So good for him.
Yeah, dude. Kids are the best, man. I love.
You think so?
Yeah. It's just, and honestly, it's free material. It's free material.
That is true.
That's the biggest part of it. Honestly, no. The biggest part of it is just they're the best. It's the best thing to walk in the door and then they just light up and say Dada.
How old are you?
31. I just turned 31 on a week ago.
Yes, that's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll feel that way when I hit my 30s. Right now, the idea of pregnancy is terrifying.
It's more of a fear.
It's a fear, and I feel like I have no authority over people. I feel like I could never tell someone to be like, go to your room, go do this, go do that. I would just be like, can we just vibe and like be cool with like, I like imagine talking to a kid and I go, come on, just no. Just
yet?
no. Yeah. like, yeah, let's go to the back porch. Let's just be cool tonight. Like, let's relax. And the kid is going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I don't know.
That works until they turn like 3.
That's what I'm saying.
And then they turn into assholes.
And I'm not going to be able, I'm going to be like, oh, you fucking suck. Just shut up. And like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I mean, that's pretty much what you do. You just say you suck, shut up. Pretty much.
Up, bro.
It's just honestly, but minus the shitty, like there's, yeah, you got to deal with the shitty parts, but there's a lot, the good parts outweigh the shitty parts.
You
for
made
sure.
that. You made it. It's your pride and joy. It came out of your loved one.
Yeah.
It came out of you and then came out of your loved one.
Yeah. When you say it came out of my loved one, it makes it sound like it came out of a family member. That's kind of weird.
That is true. Yeah, it's
came
just
out of my loved one. Came
grandma.
out of my fucking grandma. Yeah. Holy shit.
You and the woman you admire and love created something together. So it's like, how can you hate it? You know?
That's how I feel when I write a joke.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
Seriously.
You go, how can I hate this? And you're like,
you know what?
Yet I do.
You know what? How can I do this and then hate myself afterwards?
For real.
Like,
regret every decision that led up to it. Yeah.
Do I regret this? No.
Dude, I've been thinking about that a lot because like comedy was something stand-up comedy was something I never thought I would do and always something I wanted to do. But before it, I had a 9-to-5, I had health insurance, I had consistent income,
right?
I had a career path, and I got a good degree to do it all, and then I quit it.
So now you're solely doing just comedy stuff, right? Pretty much, or you have another job too?
I serve to stay afloat. But yeah, no, honestly, comedy and then mainly producing has really kept me afloat the past year. Like it wasn't a large chunk of my income, but it was like enough where I was like, I'm okay. Yeah. Everything's fine. And
hell yeah.
The only difference is I need health insurance and benefits and all that shit.
Yeah, that is huge. That's why, that's why I tell people, like, if I were to ever do this full time, I work for the state. I have great benefits. I have fantastic benefits. In order for me to give this up, I would have to be making a lot of fucking money from this. So my plan is if this ever does blow up, I'll just do both for like 10 years, gain like half my pension, and then I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
dude,
I need a lot of money. I need a lot of money to get to quit my job.
Yeah, you gotta be secure and stable, especially with kids. Jesus Christ,
that's like I'm doing it backwards. Like a lot of comedians.
That's okay though. It's my own path. You have a house. You have a house.
Yeah, it's my own path. It's fun. I have a different angle than most comedians do going into it. You know, most comedians that's their career. They're grinding it out, making that their career. I didn't find out that I liked stand-up comedy till I loved it my whole life. I never thought, like you said, I never thought I would ever do it.
Never.
And I didn't think I could actually, I didn't know that, open mics were a thing until I saw Kill Tony. I knew there were like,
wow, I know.
Cause I always thought that, I was watching open mics or not watching open mics, just watching comedians. And they, I'd watch like a 15-minute set from Sam Morrill at the fucking Comedy Cellar. And I'm like, oh, so that's what comics do. They just go up 15 minutes a week or 15 minutes 3 nights a week. That's how they do their comedy. So how do you do it before then?
Right.
And I didn't understand that there was open mics like there is like 100 open mics a week. And so that was like the fucking.
I knew about open mics. I knew about the process of it, but I literally just couldn't apply it into doing it in real life until I saw someone personally do it. Yeah. And then I go, oh, you literally just show up to a mic and you put your name on a list and you can just go up. Yeah. And then you just meet other people doing it. And then that's how you do it. And that concept was so foreign to me until COVID. And then I met someone who did it and I was like, oh, I can do it too. Right. And you can do it at such a small level. You can try to do, at a bigger level. But like, I was just excited.
Do it from the smallest level, from fucking the back room at the Gambler to doing an open mic at the Laugh Factory.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, well, I at least want to do that. I at least want to see if I can do that. And now I'm doing it and it's cool. And I, hope to get better and I hope to keep doing it where it's a little more fruitful financially.
I mean, like you said, though, you told me multiple times, it doesn't really get as fruitful as you'd like it to be till after that kind of 2-year mark. And I'm kind of seeing that coming into, I haven't hit the 2-year mark quite yet. It's coming up in a month, but I'm starting to like
Well, especially like you were saying earlier, like you weren't able to do it as consistently as you would have liked in your first.
Absolutely. That's the hugest.
year.
That's the biggest part. Like I'm doing 3 mics a week. Well, that's 2 or 3 mics a week.
That's what I was telling you too. I was like, you have to just keep going to mics. You have to literally go to them every night. And that's the one thing people always ask me, like, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I go, you just keep showing up to mics.
Yeah, you have to.
Literally
no
just keep
way.
showing up to mics, and that's it.
That's the biggest.
That's your foundation of it.
When I first started comedy, I would ask, like, before I did my first show at the Vixen, I was at Easy Bar. And I sat down with Brandon Kiefer. It was right after he got up on Kill Tony, and I bought him a beer. I was like, dude, can I talk to you real quick? Yeah. And it was like, I was like 8 months in when I did that. And I was like, dude, what? Like, this is the first big stage I've ever done. This is the first real show I've ever done. Like, what's your advice? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, how do I prepare for it? He's like, just keep going to mics. Keep going to mics. Just work. Every fucking comedian that I've ever asked for any advice, they just say, keep going to mics. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, obviously, if you keep doing it and you keep bombing, obviously, you should probably like figure out how to do it differently. But But
it's truly just in terms of like marketing, networking, keep showing up to mics, because then the scene will start to take you seriously. Yeah. Oh, they're showing up. I mean, that's like
I've been taken a lot more seriously since I've been going down there. Like people are like, oh, he's not just coming down once a week. Oh, he's, it's like he's coming multiple times. He's grinding out. And then people come up to the podcast and they're like, oh, he's really grinding it out. He's driving an hour plus every fucking night to come. And it's like, yeah, motherfuckers, it's not easy. That's why I wasn't coming down fucking 3 times a week when I was working.
And that's why so many people don't do it either, is because like people outside of like my friends from high school who find out I do it, they go, how do you get involved? And I go, yeah, come with me to an open mic, come downtown. And they just
see what it involves.
They can't do it. They literally, they don't make time for it. They don't prioritize it. Something about it is too intimidating, which I totally get. But but then I go, okay, well then
I still fucking get so nervous before mics.
Oh, dude.
No one's ever not.
My watch goes off and says,
I love that.
You're dying.
I love that because same, but recently, which is why I think I'm a little more ready for Kill Tony. Recently, I've been able to really calm my nerves, and I don't know if that's just because of the amount I've been doing it now, 4 years in, or if I've just learned that like nothing matters at this mic anymore. Yeah. Like, I feel also very, very comfortable and very spoiled with the Chicago comedy scene, because I feel very, I feel very supported.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, once again, I'll never be able to bomb as hard as I have. So it's like nothing really matters, especially when it's at a mic.
I can feel that for sure.
Like I went to Power Hour the other week, and Brandon Kiefer was the drinker. I literally got 2 words in before he goes, hey, weren't you on Kill Tony? And he just fucked my whole shit up. But it was really funny, and I played along. I felt like I played along with it really well. It didn't like throw me off or anything. We just started fucking around, and that's what Power Hour was about, and that's what comedy's about, honestly. And that's
why I think I got to go there too. But just to let those kind of
100%.
Have you been there?
No, I keep getting this guy.
Motherfuckers, I swear to God.
It's just so I never go out on Friday nights. Friday night's family night. Anything Friday night through Sunday is family. It's so hard for me to go out on a Sunday. It's like,
well, of course. And then is that when your wife is off too? And
she's off. Yeah, she's off on Friday. So it's I actually just started starting the 21st of this month, and then 2 nights a month in March, I'm going to be co-producing The Gauntlet again.
Oh, really?
So I'm just diving back into that.
There you go. Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to get more involved with just like, it's just a great networking tool right there. Just like seeing all the fucking people that she's booking for judges and it's just a good way for me to, get more people to come on the podcast, and she's going to let me guest host more. So I fucking love hosting
stuff. Yeah.
I've recently, I used to like not, I don't know, when I had the writer's room at the Gambler, like that was fun to host, whatever. It was kind of like a bullshit mic, but like, since I've hosted the Vixen and then hosted a couple more mics since then, I love hosting, because you do your setup top, it goes well, it goes bad, whatever. You can still redeem yourself throughout the night.
Yeah, you can come back up and be like, okay, how about this one?
Yeah, like I had one where I hosted the Gauntlet, and my set did okay. Yeah, and then I just riffed throughout the night and just like had people laughing throughout the whole night in between comics more than my entire set. That's why I like it. I just like, because you can just dick around and kind of just hosting. Test shit out, and it's just I feel like I don't know why a lot of people don't like it.
I like it a lot. I like that there is pressure on you, because you do need to be a good host, and you do need to set the show up correctly up top, but at the same time, like you said, it's like you pretty much pass along the pressure to the actual showcase of comics, and then the closer of the showcase, or the headliner of the showcase, Or, I mean, even when you're hosting for like a headliner and there's only a feature in between, it's like you still are unfortunately like the least respected on the lineup. But that also means the least amount of pressure, which feels good for me because I have less nerves then.
Yeah.
And so then I can do actually better. And I also the Vixen really helped me with that of just getting the fuck on stage and just getting into it or figuring it out as I go. And now I feel super whenever anybody asks me to host or like, oh, can you fill in or this or that, I go, I'll host. I don't care. I'm not big enough. I'm not too big to host. And the hosting is like, it's a great muscle and it's a great, like, it's very important to the show. And so I
would agree.
really
100%.
like doing it.
If the host is, the host sets the tone, and
I need to start practicing like feature stuff and whatever. Cause I'm 4 years in, so I need to really get a solid 20 minutes down, but I like hosting and I like bringing up comics that I like. It's fun for me. And that's why I think I like doing like producing so much because I really love just bringing up other people and being like, now you got to check this guy out and you got to check this girl out. You got to check them out. Like, so
what's kind of cool with this, like whole, getting into this second year and like starting to get booked more like in the city. Like I say that I haven't really gotten booked. That's a lot in the city. I've gotten booked once or twice, but what I'm saying by that is like the fact that, I'm getting booked for like guest spots in the city as opposed to like out in the suburb shows. I'm getting feature spots. So it's like for like when I'm doing a show for Billy Long, I'm doing 15 minutes as opposed to now I can just really dial in a fucking really good 7 or 8 for the guest spots in the city. And like, cause the 7 or 8, that's like a fucking sweet spot of like, just like, you're on and off before it's even over. You know what I mean? Like you're up there, you tell your fucking shit and you're off. And it's just like,
no big deal.
But the 15 minutes, I haven't done 15. The longest set I've done is the Vixen spot, which was 12. I think, 12. Ish,
that sounds about right. It would be like anything under 15, 10 to 15.
Yeah, you said 10 to 12, and I had another joke too, but I ended up cutting it off. I'm glad that I ended it where it ended because the joke I had planned for after that would have not done as well as the closer did, so it worked out well.
Yeah, sometimes you got to abort mission and just be like, you know what, that's a laugh and we're good and I've hit my time. And
that's how so with the set that I've been sending bookers this past week now, I literally say in my set, like I had a joke, I probably had 30 seconds left. I probably could have fit like another joke in there. I literally say in my set, you know what, I've learned to walk away when it's good and I'm going to leave you on that one, guys. Good night. And that ended up doing really good. And so hopefully a booker looks at that and be like, oh, this guy knows to not run. He's not running the light.
Right.
He knows to get off when it's good. So hopefully they're getting to the end of the 4-minute clip that I sent them. I would hope so because hopefully
it's tough to watch other people's sets.
I mean, I can imagine. I would imagine you stop watching after the first minute if it's not grabbing your attention.
You can kind of catch a vibe too, just immediately. Like
I like the new people. If I don't know who they are, I want to see what they're about. But if I know, I'm like, I probably heard it. I'm not going to pay attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Another thing that I was going to mention earlier, when you were talking about your friends asking, like, how do you get into this or whatever? So like after I, took the time off for when my daughter was born, that's when I also had done a lot of comedy because I had the time. I got back or whatever to work and everybody's like, oh, when's your next show? I'm like, oh, it's on a Wednesday night. I think I was doing the Vixen or something. And they're like, oh, well, why don't you get booked on a Saturday? I'm like, do you understand how comedy works? Like, I'm not going to get booked on a fucking Saturday night. I'm going to get booked on a Tuesday night in a bar. Like, that's how it works. They're like, well, why don't you just get funnier? I'm like, do you understand? I'm like, listen to me, motherfucker.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah,
like, oh, you know what? I should just do that. And like, my fucking lead worker was telling me that. I'm like, listen, dude, do you understand what it takes to go? Like, these motherfuckers that are doing it, the motherfuckers that you see on Netflix, they have done probably 7 days a week of open mics for fucking 5 years before they got anything.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like, that's what it takes.
People have no fucking clue.
It's just, and then I didn't know what it took until I started doing it. And I'm like, holy shit. Every time I'd go to a mic, I'd see AJ there. I'm like, no matter what day of week it was, no matter what time he was there, everyone, I'm like, oh, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. AJ gets booked almost every night of the week and he's still going to mics.
Yeah.
So that's the point.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah. He's actually coming on in
14th,
the 18th, the day he's doing the Vixen. He's coming before.
That's
I think
funny.
It's the 18th or the 19th.
He just, sorry. I blanked for a second just because I forgot he was booked because he literally had just filled in a spot at the Vixen because literally like 3 people dropped. So, yes. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's coming on. I know he's been super super busy.
Yeah, he's a busy boy, but he likes it. He does it, and it's why he's at where he's at now. Yeah,
he's good at it.
He's a good comic. He's really good. He's very strong.
The first time I ever saw him, I've talked about it on the show multiple times. He hosted the Red Room, and I was like, this guy is fucking gonna be famous for sure.
Oh yeah,
And he's pretty much almost. I mean, he's any day now. I feel like, right? I mean, he's opening for Matt McCusker every time he's in town.
He's really well connected. He's got some good, strong people vouching for him. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm surprised he hasn't moved. I think
he just, I don't know. I don't want to speak on him. I truly have no idea, but I think he just gets a lot of work here. And now that he's has connects like Matt McCusker, I don't know if
maybe that's
he'll need to. And I'm sure, I think he'll probably move to New York eventually. It
probably feels sweeter to make it where you're at already without having to move.
Well, yeah, he's conquering all of Chicago, and then he'll probably move. But I guess
there's really no reason for him to go anywhere right now, right?
Yeah. No, I also know he gets booked a lot of private gigs, which pay very well in the suburbs around the city, and so I just feel
corporate gigs.
Corporate gigs,
that's fucking sweet.
Or just private birthday party things. I know him and Vic Pandya have a lot. They do a lot of shows together, privately, and those pay good money. So He just doesn't need to move yet. You know, he's making his money this way, and he's got all his close friends and family.
He's a full-time comedian, right?
I believe so.
We'll find out in a couple weeks.
You will.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you all about his autobiography, but he's great. He's very funny. I just saw him at Josephine's at Addison's mic, the mystery box mic on Tuesday. He was there.
Yes.
And it was so funny because Luis had to go up right after him, and the room was kind of dead, and then AJ just fucking lifted it up. Everybody was laughing. And then Luis gets on stage. He's like, well, you're going to see no comedy from me. How am I supposed to fucking follow that?
Wait, Luis who?
Luis Ramirez, the guy that tried to break into the green room that one time. He's my guy. He is up and coming. He is for sure figuring it out. He's funny as shit. I love him. He's one of my boys for sure. He's a funny guy. He
hasn't found his voice yet, but he's willing to take risks.
No, he got a little. He's 23, so he got a little drunk. Boy. He got a little drunk and got a little out of control. And he tried to pull the TorgyTalk card, which doesn't exist. It does not exist yet. You can't pull a card that doesn't exist yet.
That's so
I've been on TorgyTalk. Nobody knows what that is, Luis. Nobody knows what that is yet. And he tried to pull a card that just
I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was so funny because I think that Blake and I were talking him up before that happened.
You were vouching for him, and then he comes to the green room drunk as fuck, and my manager's like, who the fuck is that? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's no big deal. And I didn't remember it.
That's funny.
I doubt the managers do either. They don't know. Doesn't matter.
Oh my God. So the roast battle tournament is starting now, this week or
no? One more week. I'm actually battling this week.
Okay.
Yeah, to prep for my mothership battle. But then the tournament starts February 20th. And it's gonna be a blast. I mean,
I should have signed up. I don't know why I didn't. Like I said, I was kind of just shaking off the other one.
Honestly,
I was like,
the worst that would have happened if you signed up is you would have lost your battle in the first round and then been eliminated automatically, and then you don't move on to any other level, and so it's kind of like a one and done roast battle anyway. Okay. And the best or worst that would have happened is you kept going and going and going, which also is insane, and it kind of sucks, and it's it takes over your whole fucking life and your stand up and your writing and whatever. So
how many tournaments a year do they usually do?
It's just one. It's just one.
Oh, so this is the only 2025 tournament.
Yes.
Oh, fuck me to tears. All right, well I'll sign up next. I'll sign up next year.
You'll be more prepared.
Guess what? Next year I'll be a fucking year better.
That's what, exactly. Boom. So, and yes, and then you'll make it even further and it'll be great for you.
But there's also roast battle spots that are not tournament.
Yeah. So right now we start in February, we end in March, and we basically are every single week we have a show.
Right.
But then after that, come through. And
it's just normal roast battle spots.
Normal roast battle spot. But so this chunk of I think it was October, November to now pretty much, none of these battles counted toward the league and points scoring toward the league. So once the tournament starts, that's when points start counting again. So you kind of if you start in April, you'll be good, and then if you start winning roast battles and we start submitting, if you're a part of a really good roast battle, we submit it to the league and then you get ranked, and then you get recognized by Pat and Brian, the commissioners and the founder. So those are what really count anyway. So yeah, you're fine. You're good.
Sweet.
Save it up.
Well, I'm definitely gonna do sign up for next year for sure. Like I said, I probably the reason I didn't sign up is because I didn't really feel like confident enough to sign up.
Then you shouldn't have. So, it's not your time. Yeah. Keep putting in the work, and you'll be good to go next year or in April.
Now I'm getting that stage time that I like. Last week I went to 4 mics. That's a lot for
Beautiful.
That's a lot for me. So
that is a lot. That's a lot.
This week might be a little less because I got like 2 remote podcasts to record on tomorrow night and Tuesday night. So it kind of takes away from my Tuesday night mics. Yeah. So I'm probably going to try to hit 3 on Wednesday while I'm out.
You could probably make the Antioch one.
Yeah, I probably could.
Is that the Bernie's? Yeah. I should go to that.
It just depends on what time I get done recording the podcast. It all depends on the guest.
I kind of go to that one. I keep getting scheduled at night to work a serving shift, so I don't make that one or Addison's, which I feel bad about because I've been telling him I'm going to come and I want to, but then I don't. Because I'm like, well, I have to pick up the shifts that I need to pick up for money. I have a car payment and shit, and so it's like, but yeah, dude, 62 comics are a part of the roast battle tournament.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's all at the Lincoln Lodge. It's going to be real stinky in the green room.
I still have yet to go to the Lincoln Lodge. I know I need to fucking go. I just don't know what mics to go to, and I just know that I don't.
There's only
am
one.
I going to know anybody there? It's like I probably would.
You're finding ones you haven't been to.
I also that's been what I've been doing lately. Has been going to mics that I have not been to. I've been kind of stretched my comfort zone.
Riddles we still got to do.
I have not done Riddles.
That's so funny because during the pandemic, Riddles was like one of the first mics I went to because it was like the only one. Only suburb mics were open, so I went to all the like obscure ones first, and then I dipped into the city.
I still have yet to go to Riddles. I know I need to just because I have.
You'll get bumped. You'll probably get pushed to the back of the list, which is fine. You got to earn it. Everyone does.
That's how it was when I kind of got to Red Room when I first started. Nobody knew who I was. Now that I'm there, when I'm at the front of the line, nobody jumps in front of me now.
Yep.
Like, what's up?
That's the point.
Honestly, literally, because honestly, I haven't been as consistent with Red Room as I usually was because I was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays for the longest time. Mm-hmm. Now I'm back into Wednesdays, but even now, I still, know 20 people out of the 30 that are on the list. Yeah. So it's like nobody jumps in front of you because that line stacks up at fucking 7 o'clock exactly.
Oh, it gets packed so fucking quickly.
Yeah, it was full. It was like 33 comics on the list this past Wednesday. It was a good time.
Yeah, it's crazy how busy Red Room gets. It's a good mic. It's a good room. Yeah. I had a really fun set there recently. I was actually I'm looking through the set to post a clip from it because it was a fun time.
That's one thing I'm trying to get down is how to post clips correctly. Posting on social media is very tricky, especially for a comedy podcast. I found out that this market is very saturated. Obviously, I mean, there's fucking thousands of comedy podcasts out there.
I know
there's thousands of comedians posting their jokes out there. So it's just I've gotten one clip that has 95,000 views on TikTok. I have another one that's got 15,000 on YouTube, and another one's got 10,000 YouTube. The rest are 5,000 or 1,000. It's just then I have a buddy that he's actually going to be the guest next week. He has a collectibles shop up in Milwaukee, right? Mm-hmm. And he just started doing YouTube sketches of people he has this one of an uninformed dad coming in to buy Pokemon cards, as he says it in the video. Mm-hmm. First video he posts gets 400,000 views. I'm like, good for him. Happy for him, but how but it also kind of makes sense because his market is a little bit more niche than mine because he's his collectibles, people that he's nerding out with other nerds.
Well, I was going to say anything with Pokemon, I could see that popping off. It's just
anything collectible he sells at his store. He's got fucking hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of shit there that he sells, and it's he's got hundreds of holographic Charizards and shit. He already has a clientele from his store.
There you go.
Which is huge, but it's just 400,000 is fucking huge, dude. It's so insane. It's just so wild to think even that one that I got 95,000 on, the reason it was 95,000, it was me and my buddy talking about Texas A&M, and we were talking about their yell leaders. They have these things called yell leaders, and it's these dudes with faux hawks in fucking overalls that have Texas A&M patches on their butts instead of cheerleaders. That's what they have, and these guys yell. And it's the most obnoxious, cringy thing you've ever seen. And we were making fun of it, and I tagged college football or college game day, tags Texas A&M, and it blew up. I was like, okay, how? I was like, okay, well, I looked at the analytics. The analytics were people were searching Texas A&M yell leaders that week.
Well, that's the thing too. You have to if you have something timely and relevant, like the more likely it'll be seen.
Which is kind of like
that's why
difficult to do now because of the fact that now I'm about to be a week ahead on episodes. So like now after next week, everything's going to be a week behind.
That's why people do emergency pods though.
Yeah.
That's why Tim Dillon did it about the fires, which was very funny.
Well, so that's another thing. So I could also try to do the more relevant things on Torgy Thoughts, which come out every Monday, no matter what.
Okay.
As opposed to the ones with the comedian guests, those are going to come out a week behind.
Yeah. I was going to say something, but I forgot.
It happens to me a lot. It happens to me a lot.
Yeah. It's I was just going to say that's like why when I bombed, everybody wanted me on their podcast. And it's so funny. It's literally you and this one other guy that I know out here that does the podcast. And his, like, my episode was like, it's like his highest.
Yeah, no, yours is one of my highest viewed episodes too. I think, yeah.
I love that search word. See the SEO of Stephanie Robertson killed him.
I think that was one of my highest viewed shorts too.
Yeah.
On YouTube up until my
lucky me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's what you got to do. You just got to bring people on that are like relevant and have followers.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You'll grow. You'll just grow that way.
Yeah, like I said, I got James Sajars coming on. He's got plenty of followers.
Yes, he
Jason
does.
Seiler's got some followers too.
He's so
fucking funny. He's a great artist too.
And his art is insane.
And it's funny the way he found out. I didn't even the way he found out about it is I posted a reel and Alan Salazar was tagged in it, same with Brian Miklas or whatever. And I guess they know him because they've been on one of Alan's shows or whatever. And Jason commented, he's like, what podcast is this? And I replied, it's TorgyTalk. It's like me. I interview comedians from Chicagoland. I'm like, I'd love to have you on. And he's like, oh, I'd love to be on. I'm like, cool, I'll DM you. I'm like, sweet. Yeah. Awesome. That was easy. So it's like,
all you got to do is ask. That's a funny thing. Newer comics are very intimidated by older comics or like the big dogs in the scene, and so then they don't think they can ask them to do their things. Yeah. Which is really funny because I've talked to these bigger dogs, and the big dogs are like, people never ask me to do anything, and I go, that's because they're intimidated by you and they don't think you'll have the time or care to do it, which is just such a funny. And then you never meet, and then you never collab, and then nothing ever happens, and it's so funny. Like, I don't know if you know Dale McPeak, but Dale McPeak's like a great example of this. He's so funny. He's open for Louis. He's open for all these big dogs. And he's a big dog in the scene. He's a vet of the scene. And I asked him, I literally just texted him, I'm like, come do the Vixen. And he goes, oh, I didn't think you'd want me to do, I don't think anybody wants me to do anything. I go, no, they're too scared to ask you.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you just can't be scared to ask people. And especially in the Chicago scene, and not to discredit anybody, but they're still in the Chicago scene. So,
for sure. Yeah.
So
it's not New York.
It's not New York.
It's not LA.
And a lot of these bigger dogs who headline all the shows in Chicago, they leave Chicago. They're back to just showcasing. They're back to just asking for spots. So don't ever be intimidated by anybody in the scene.
Yeah.
They're
all people too.
Exactly. And Chicago is such a collaborative like playground that no one should ever be intimidated by anybody in the scene. We all work together. Sure. There's really, unless you move and you pop off, like you should never think you can't have someone on your podcast.
Right, for sure. I've learned that, especially with like just asking people. That I thought the drive was going to be the biggest thing, but now that I'm able to do it remotely, like now I can ask more people to do it.
Also, just stalk the Vixen's posters and see who's coming up on a Wednesday.
That's a good idea too. I didn't even think about that.
Either do it after the show if you can have time. I know family, but after the show or before the show,
right?
And I know they'd be down to do it. Everybody's down to do a podcast.
It's 10 minutes from the Vixen.
Yeah.
One person that I really want to have on that I don't know that I've really never met is Stephen Haas.
Oh my God.
I'd love to have him on. He's fucking hilarious.
I love Stephen.
That guy is so fucking. I think he hosted one of the nights I went to go see. I don't know who the fuck it was. He either hosted or featured one of the nights I was seeing either. I couldn't tell you who I saw. I've seen so many shows there now. But he hosted or featured one of the nights, and he was so fucking funny. Yeah, I want to have him on one of these. I just don't know him. I've never met him.
He's so talented. I'll tell him that you're interested in him. I don't see why he wouldn't, other than just truly just the timing and the drive.
And it wouldn't even be till fucking June. Also, I can fucking have him on Zoom.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't even have to leave.
Can.
Yeah, because that has been seeming to be the game changer for a lot of the guys. So I want to ask Brandon Kiefer. He doesn't have a car. So he's not gonna. I haven't even asked him yet.
I always forget that motherfucker doesn't have a car. He's gonna be up here soon too. I should just share like my like scheduling with you so that you can maybe plan around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to do that because then I can. Then I can start asking.
If Kiefer comes up to do this podcast, I'm gonna go over there and sit on the couch and listen to everything.
No, he's. I actually just did a show with him in Loves Park at Windsor Pizza for Joseph Christopher. Mm-hmm. I did a guest spot. I did a guest spot, and he was the headliner, and it was a very interesting show. It was all people that were my parents' age.
Yeah.
And
I did it before with. I
had somebody stand up not stand up in the middle of my. I have a joke about suicide, and they're like, "I'm not laughing at suicide." I'm like, "Okay,
come on, Loves Park. Christ. What else do you do out there?"
I'm like, seriously, you're eating pizza and then killing yourself because you ate too much pizza.
Well, there's nothing to do out in Loves Park.
Seriously, it's a fucking that place is in the middle of goddamn nowhere.
Yeah, who fucking cares?
But no, I sat and talked to him. He was he gave me some insight on how to handle shows like that. You know,
yes. And Kiefer is really good. He's someone I've confided in with too after the Kill Tony side.
I was like, how do you not yell at them? He's like, it's a free show, man. They didn't pay to be here. You gotta service the bar. I'm like, okay,
it's true.
I'm like, fair enough.
I'm
like, I wouldn't have yelled at them, but I would have been. I would have visibly gotten frustrated. He was chill as fuck. He was Brandon Kiefer the whole time.
He doesn't give a fuck, bro.
No, not at all. Every time I've seen him, he's just
doesn't
chilling.
Give a fuck. You should ask him to do an impression of me hosting when he's on the podcast. It's really, really funny. It's so funny.
I would definitely do that if he comes on. Hopefully I can get him to come on.
It makes me laugh every time. Yeah, he's one of the best. I love him to death. I think he's a really great person too. And like the first one, I felt like I hardly even knew him when he did this, but we were like cool. We were cool, clearly enough. We were at a show in Milwaukee. He walks in the door. I have my notebook right here. He literally picks my notebook up and throws it in the trash. He's like, "You're not gonna need anything in there. There's nothing in there is gonna help you." And then walks away. And I was like, "What the
Thanks."
fuck, bro? But when he did that, I go, "Oh, we're friends. Like we're BFFs now. Now that you threw my notebook in the trash."
That's funny.
Yeah, he's the best. He's always ball busting me and giving me a hard time. But that's when I go, you love me. You love me.
Yeah, I gotta make my way out to Power Hour.
Yes, come to Power Hour. It's so fun. And
like I said, not this Friday, but next Friday.
I'm doing it Friday. So
this Friday?
Come through. I'll put you up.
Definitely.
I will be there next Friday, but yeah, I can't. My daughter turns 1.
I could drive.
No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously, that's something. Just literally always put your family first.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it's just like I've seen men not do that. And it's
I've literally had somebody ask me, like I was hanging out with my kids. We already had plans to like watch movies for the night. And then like somebody's like, "Hey, can you come do a spot?" I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah.
They're like, "Really?" I'm like, because I just messaged them earlier that day, like sending them a clip. And they're like, "Can you come do a spot?" I'm like, "Can you come do a spot?" I'm like, "No, I'm hanging out with my kids, man.
Trust me, it's not.
It's not worth $20. Sorry.
No.
I'll go
the time away. It's not.
I'll go do 2 mics and get the same amount of time on stage for free.
Yeah, it's no big deal. There's always comedy will always be there for you.
Yeah.
And you should always be there for your kids.
100%. Yeah. There's no conflict there with me. They're with my wife at her parents' house.
I was like, they're the most well-behaved children. I haven't heard of them. I'm like, do you lock them up in a closet?
Pretty much. Yeah. No, they're with my wife at the in-laws' house.
You call it their podcast room, but it's just like a closet where you show them and go to the pod. We're having podcast time.
It's under the stairs, Harry Potter style.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, they're
like, are they outside? It's freezing. Get them in here.
Every week, I just put them in the shed. In the storm sewer.
For real.
No, they're at her parents' house. They go there every Sunday for a couple hours while we record this. Just because it's so hard to keep them quiet.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, they're baby angels.
Oh no, my wife just has ammonia fucking rags over their face. Is it ammonia? Right? Chloroform.
Oh
sorry,
God, I almost said chlamydia.
Got the old chlamydia rug on her face.
Real scientist here.
God, I hate when they put chlamydia rugs on my face. I fucking hate it. Gotta start pissing blood. Oh, it's great. It's great. Do you got any shows you want to plug before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, yeah, but no. I want to just plug, Vixen.
Just the Vixen.
Vixen every Wednesday, 8 p.m. It's a free show. It's
McHenry.
a good
show, guys.
It's a good time. Come
great
through.
Show, great venue.
Bring your own food. Drinks are cheap comparatively to any other club, any other venue.
Oh my God, yeah.
And there's no minimum, so you don't even have to drink.
And you just scan the fucking barcode and they bring you your drinks. You don't even have to get up. They actually bring you a fucking funnel to piss in too. You don't have to get up to pee.
We don't want you to leave at any given point.
Don't get up. You're gonna laugh till you piss yourself.
Yeah, for real.
We insert pee catheters.
Right, whether you want to or not, you're gonna piss yourself. And then the roast battle. Those two are my babies right now. They're the two things I care most about. So roast battle tournament is starting in February. Come to a live show. DM me for free tickets. Whatever you want to do. Just come support live comedy. And then also just follow us on Instagram at Roast Battle Chicago. And I don't care if you follow the Vixen. The Vixen is it doesn't matter. Just follow me.
There you go.
Follow me.
That's at Stephanie _ Robertson.
Triple _. I couldn't even get the double. __ Robertson.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's a pretty standard Jewish name, right?
No,
Robertson.
I'm not
Isn't it
Jewish.
Jewish?
I fucking know.
He had a fucking tab pulled up. See that tab up there? He thought you were Jewish. So he's like, I'm going to pull up super hot Jewish girls. I'm like,
you thought I would show up? Thank you. No, I wish. Oh my
That's
God.
all Jack for you.
Jack, you
all look
dirty
like
boy. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thanks. I'll take it. Look at them. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'll take any one of those faces over mine. No, I'm Italian. My mom's 100% Italian, and my dad's like Northern European, so like German, and Swedish, shit like that. So yeah,
Gotcha.
no,
I just thought,
Italian.
Robert's, Robertson. I just pictured a Jewish guy saying, "Oh, Robertson," fucking sitting there while he's slicing pastrami at his deli. He's like, "Oh yeah, fucking Robertson, how you doing there?"
I think it's more English.
Yeah, I can see that.
Than
That's just
anything.
me and my lack of.
I love that.
My lack of culture. And
I'll be a hot Jewish girl any day for you guys.
There you go. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up there, but before I do, obviously you can see we're burning a fat candle. This podcast is brought to you by Fat Candle Company. If you stay tuned to the end of the episode, you'll get a discount code to save yourself 10%. So tune in next week with a new guest and a new episode of Torgy Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. Adios. This episode was brought to you by Fat Candle Company. That's right. You've made it to the point where we're going to give you a discount code for your order at fatcandlecompany.com. So yeah, go ahead, go to fatcandlecompany.com. Use the promo code FATTORGY, that's FATTORGY at checkout, and you'll get yourself 10% off your order. Once again, that's FATTORGY, FATTORGY at the checkout to get yourself 10% off. FatCandleCompany.com.